When you're getting compared to Disney Channel characters on multiple occasions, you might want to rethink your outfits. From ableism to design theft accusations, Kylie Jenner's most controversial fashion moments aren't exactly fashionable. Showing up to an event wearing the exact same outfit as someone else can be pretty embarrassing, but when it happened to Kylie Jenner, it was a little more than just awkward. As she sat in the front row at Schiaparelli's SS23 Couture runway show during Paris Fashion Week in 2023, model Irina Shayk strolled right by her wearing an identical black gown with a huge fake lion's head affixed to the front. Social media users had a field day roasting Jenner over the surreal style moment. Jokes about Aslan the lion from Narnia meeting a cruel fate flooded Twitter, though some critics didn't see this as a laughing matter. Other models wore fake foam wolf and snow leopard heads, which led to animal rights supporters accusing Schiaparelli of promoting big game hunting and glamorizing the use of real animal products in fashion. However, PETA president Ingrid Newkirk voiced her approval of the designs, which were a nod to Dante's Inferno. As she told TMZ, these fabulously innovative three-dimensional animal heads show that where there's a will, there's a way. One of the most divisive style decisions a celebrity can make is to wear apparel made from real fur, which Kylie Jenner has done on more than one occasion. In 2019, for example, she and her bestie, Stassi Kara-Nikolaou, posed on Instagram wearing coats in cartoonish shades of blue and orange. The garments looked like Saks Potts designs, which would mean that they were trimmed with real fox fur. Some commenters called them out for animal cruelty, while others joked that their color choices made them look like Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber.
You guys! Enough!
Jenner angered animal lovers again in 2020 when she claimed to care about her furry friends by sharing a post on her Instagram story lamenting the deaths of millions of animals in wildfires ravaging Australia. But mere hours later, she modeled a pair of $1,480 Louis Vuitton slippers covered with mink fur, prompting critics to accuse her of blatant hypocrisy. As one person tweeted, Kylie posting her mink fur sandals right after her koala's dying post is peak fake woke behavior. Jenner then responded to the controversy by donating $1 million to aid wildfire relief in Australia. Kylie Jenner and her sister Kendall share a passion for fashion, so it seemed like a no-brainer for them to create their own clothing line together. In a 2015 interview with Teen Vogue, Kylie revealed, "We're taking in a lot of different inspirations these days from the fashion world, but our California aesthetic will always be represented." Alas, some fans weren't feeling the California love when the siblings decided to incorporate images of late rapper Tupac Shakur into their designs. In a move that outraged and confounded critics, the Jenners released a collection of t-shirts with their own likenesses printed over those of various musicians. One superimposed image inexplicably featured an Instagram snapshot of Kylie posing on the edge of a pool and a shirtless photo of Tupac, and Kendall's face covered pictures of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. on another tee, prompting one person to tweet, "Tupac and Biggie did not f***ing die to be printed on a shirt with Kendall and Kylie." Kylie then tweeted an apology that read in part, "We are huge fans of their music and it was not our intention to disrespect these cultural icons." But this didn't prevent the Jenners from being sued by the photographer who took the pics of Tupac. The lawsuit was ultimately reportedly settled out of court.
What's your spirit animal?
Tupac Shakur.
In 2019, Kylie Jenner scored an invite to Justin and Hailey Bieber's wedding. The bride enlisted Off-White founder Virgil Abloh to design her lace wedding gown, which featured a dramatic train, long sleeves, and an off-the-shoulder neckline. The model's Instagram followers were obsessed with the dress, with one admirer describing Hailey as the most beautiful bride ever. Alas, some fashion fans felt that Jenner tried to upstage Hailey's dreamy bridal look by rocking a sexy one-shoulder gown in gold. It was a Jeton Couture design that featured a revealing cutout on the bodice and a wide front slit that bared most of her thighs. She also paired it with slinky gold Stuart Weitzman sandals and carried a bejeweled Judith Leiber couture handbag shaped like a butterfly. The fashion police came out in full force not because they thought the gown looked bad, but for quite the opposite reason, with the consensus being that Jenner was a stone-cold glamazon. As one person quipped on Twitter, "Show up to my wedding looking like Kylie Jenner at Hailey and Justin Bieber's wedding and you will be escorted out, LOL." Others suggested ways for Hailey to get revenge on Kylie for stealing her shine on her big day, as one observer tweeted, "Hailey has to give birth at Kylie's wedding because I wouldn't take that." When Kylie Jenner hit the red carpet at the 2022 Met Gala, she looked like she was ready to get hitched and hit the ballpark. That year, attendees were asked to dress in gilded glamour and white tie. While it seemed like a more suitable occasion for the gold gown that she wore to Hailey Bieber's wedding, Jenner rocked a white wedding dress instead. It was a frilly confection with a ruffled skirt and a t-shirt-style mesh top fused with a more traditional sweetheart bodice, and on her head she wore a backwards baseball cap with a fishnet veil. The look perplexed many observers, with one tweeting, "Kylie Jenner's Met look is exactly what I imagine they would have the star of a Disney Channel original movie wear to a fictional Disney Universe Met Gala." Jenner explained on Instagram that her outfit was an homage to Off-White CEO Virgil Abloh, who died in 2021. As she put it, "I'm humbled to wear this dress and honor my talented, beautiful friend." This crucial detail actually made some folks warm to the look, though one unimpressed person tweeted, "Kylie, honey, Virgil would have told you to wear something else."
Here we go!
I'm so happy.
In February 2017, Kylie Jenner began offering black sweatsuits featuring flame graphics at one of her pop-up shops in New York City, but this apparel looked familiar to some fashion fans, as the independent label Cake Asia was already selling similar sweats. Jenner even used the same musician model that Cake Asia did in her promotional campaign, rapper Offset. 17 magazine poured some water on the flame controversy by sharing images of comparable designs from other brands, making it difficult to discern who, if anyone, was getting ripped off. However, Jenner found herself under fire again just a few months later. This time, she added some merch to her online store that may have looked familiar to Destiny's Child fans: colorful camouflage crop tops, bikinis, and pants. As it turned out, the indie apparel company Plugged NYC released a similar collection first. Now, two brands using a popular pattern like camo could easily be viewed as a coincidence. But the designer who created Plugged NYC's pieces, Tasita Bailamle, had receipts in the form of email evidence proving that Jenner had purchased garments from Plugged NYC before dropping the similar looks. Bailamle released a statement to Complex that read in part, "Money is power and the Kardashians have both. At the end of the day, this will be all blown over tomorrow. Her sales will continue." In June 2017, Kylie Jenner was ruthlessly mocked after modeling an unusual top on Instagram. It was a Harley-Davidson sweatshirt, but most of the branding was gone. It was cropped at the armpits, and the jagged hem made it look as though it got caught in the wheel of a motorcycle and yanked back out. Unless you call Jenner a poser for paying homage to a brand beloved by biker gangs, she had actually sat astride a motorcycle before on Instagram, and she also rode one on an episode of Life of Kylie. While Jenner was clearly going through a phase of fascination with the fast machines, fans just couldn't get behind this hacked-off sweat top. It certainly didn't help that she paired the shirt with a tank and distressed jeans that also looked like they'd been through the ringer, with the huge holes on the thighs exposing the lining of her pockets. As one of her Instagram followers quipped, "When you don't know if it's gonna be hot or cold." The top was reportedly designed by a brand that upcycles old pieces to create eco-friendly looks, so Jenner was at least doing her part to help the environment by wearing a sweatshirt as a necklace.
You can't just let your hair down.
When Kylie Jenner was profiled by Interview magazine in 2015, the then 18-year-old was promoting her anti-bullying campaign. She also spoke about the darker side of fame, saying that she's so fearful of being viewed in a bad light that the first thing she does upon waking up is check the internet for any negative headlines that mention her name. After the article was published, she actually had to experience her worst nightmare, as she was lambasted for agreeing to pose in a gold wheelchair on the cover. People who actually use wheelchairs for mobility as opposed to fashion accessories were outraged. Erin Tatum, who has cerebral palsy, recreated the photo on Tumblr and shared her thoughts in an interview with Self magazine. As she put it, "It's absurd that real-life disabled people get hardly any attention or recognition, but celebrities feel entitled to appropriate disability as some kind of artistic statement. You almost never see disabled models." Social media users also scolded Jenner for being ableist, tone-deaf, and insensitive. In response to the backlash, Interview issued a statement to E! That said in part, "Our intention was to create a powerful set of pictures that get people thinking about image and creative expression, including the set with the wheelchair, but our intention was certainly not to offend anyone." Kylie Jenner has a lot in common with Rihanna. Both women have launched successful makeup brands, and they both have massive Instagram followings. They've also both been romantically linked to rapper Travis Scott. But their similarities have also aroused suspicions. In 2019, Page Six tweeted side-by-side photos of the two wearing the same leopard print Laquan Smith catsuit. Rihanna wore it first during an Interview magazine photo shoot, while Jenner followed suit a month later, showing hers off in a shadowy mirror selfie. In response to Page Six's tweet, one fan shared other examples of Jenner apparently stealing the singer's style. Two different designers who crafted strikingly similar fringe jumpsuits worn by Rihanna and Jenner even got embroiled in a legal battle in 2017. 5 years later, Vogue shared photos of Jenner and Rihanna both rocking black leather coats over gossamer lace dresses. But ultimately, who can blame Jenner for wanting to be like someone as iconic as Rihanna?
We know the system, we have the firepower, and we have each other. You ready?
During Paris Fashion Week in 2023, Kylie Jenner styled a figure-hugging electric blue Givenchy dress in a manner that sparked a bit of controversy. Her glittery pink shark lock boots were also a Givenchy design. Some critics weren't fans of the footwear, which resembled the bottom of a pair of flared pants over pointy-toed shoes. As one of her Instagram followers wrote, "I feel like those are shoes Hannah Montana would wear."
Hoss, we niblets.
Others blamed one of Jenner's accessories for spoiling her look, as her silver Givenchy necklace was designed to look like a noose. After the accessory made its runway debut at Paris Fashion Week in 2021, critics pointed out that the noose is a symbol of hate due to its use in the lynchings of Black Americans. Furthermore, it can also be triggering for those whose lives have been impacted by suicide. When The Guardian reached out to Givenchy for comment, the label wouldn't explain or defend the noose design, saying instead, the house do not have an official response on this. In 2019, Kylie Jenner threw a birthday bash for her friend Stassi Kara-Nikolaou and chose a theme that prompted a fair bit of outrage. Jenner and her guests were dressed in blood-red robes and white bonnets like those worn on the Hulu series The Handmaid's Tale, which is based on Margaret Atwood's dystopian novel of the same name. The characters on the show who wear the red habits are handmaids who are enslaved, raped, and forced to give birth. On her Instagram story, Jenner noted, "The Handmaid's Tale is my favorite show ever." Since the show's debut, the red handmaid costumes have become associated with resistance to laws that oppress women, thanks to protesters who wear them as a stark warning about what can happen when women's rights are stripped away. But one of the stars of the show, Bradley Whitford, didn't believe that Jenner was trying to make a meaningful statement. As he put it on an episode of The Talk, "It seems a little tacky. A cocktail party seems to sort of dash all that significance." Social media users also had thoughts about Jenner's little get-together in Gilead, with one person tweeting, "Nothing says fun like dressing up as women who are habitually raped and denied basic human rights." In September 2022, Kylie Jenner attended Acne Studios' SS23 fashion show in Paris and wore a dress designed by the label that hadn't hit the runway yet. She took her front row seat and watched a model glide down the runway, rocking the same dramatic white gown. Jenner helped demonstrate the dress's versatility by styling hers with a pair of spiked earrings for a punk rock vibe. The floor-length garment hugged Jenner's curves, and when she posed with her arms down, it almost appeared as though a long cape was draped over her back. However, she gave her Instagram followers a better look at exactly how the dress was designed by sticking her arms out to the sides and placing her hands on the walls of a hallway. This revealed that the loose folds of fabric were attached to the gown's sides and long sleeves, making her resemble a sugar glider in flight. To many of her followers, the look was giving off bedsheet vibes. Others joked that she was engaging in a little culinary cosplay, with one suggesting that she looked like a ravioli.
Bon appetit!
For her Halloween costume in 2015, Jenner wore a white crop top with a fur-trimmed hood, a matching miniskirt, and a pair of furry boots. On Instagram, she described the outfit with the term that's considered derogatory towards Inuit people. In general, the term is considered offensive because it was commonly used by colonizers who viewed the native inhabitants of Arctic areas as dangerous heathens. Jenner eventually changed the caption of one Instagram post to describe her costume as a snow princess, so she evidently noticed that she was getting called out. However, she didn't remove the same derogatory word from a video showing off her glittery makeup. And she used the term again in a 2016 Facebook post, revealing that the Halloween costume had been added to the Kendall and Kylie mobile game. In the comments, one of her followers replied, "I'm Inuit. Eskimo is a derogatory term to us, not all, but we do not dress like that unless we want to be found dead in a snowbank. Please don't dress like us as a f***ing Halloween costume." In August 2022, Kylie Jenner took to Instagram to show off an outfit that probably had more than a few of her followers doing a double take. At first glance, it was just a simple bubblegum pink long-sleeved top paired with a black miniskirt, but upon closer inspection it appeared that 2 pairs of hands were grabbing her torso and hips. As reported by E!, the garments with attached gloves were vintage 2007 Comme des Garçons pieces. When creative director Rei Kawakubo sent the looks down the runway, she told Vogue, "I'm tired of mundane, everyday fashion. I'm curious. I want something that takes us to another world." But Jenner wasn't journeying through the looking glass to Wonderland when she rocked the surreal outfit. Instead, she was just visiting London with her daughter Stormy. Some of Jenner's Instagram followers were a bit freaked out by her handsy ensemble, with one person pining, "Like everything about you, Kylie, but this dress made me nervous." Then there were those who didn't seem interested in getting their hands on the outfit because it wasn't fashionable enough for their tastes, as one person sniffed, "This looks cheap and tacky for a woman of her wealth." If Jenner ever wants to block the haters out by covering her eyes and ears, those extra hands will surely come in handy.
Talk to the hand.
In December 2022, Kylie Jenner shared an early Christmas gift with her fans in the form of an Instagram photo that was just too easy for them to roast. She was rocking a sparkly, multicolored outfit designed by Y Project. It included a slinky, long-sleeved maxi dress and coordinating balaclava. She modeled this unusual ensemble by striking a pose on a bed along with the caption, "Waiting for Santa, like..." But some wisecracking fashion critics thought that she looked more like she was ready for Halloween, with one quipping on Reddit, "What in the sleep paralysis demon? I guess I'm too poor to understand fashion." Another Redditor declared, "It's giving ghostly apparition on Paranormal Investigation thermal camera." There was also a suggestion that Jenner was taking a page from Halloween queen Heidi Klum by rocking her own more colorful take on a worm, or perhaps the influencer was just getting desperate for cash, with one comment suggesting, "When you have a bank robbery at 3 and a Balenciaga shoot at 5. While speaking to Marie Claire in 2016 about her status as a trendsetter, Jenner boasted, "I just do whatever I want to do, and people will follow." But does she wield enough power to get her fans to start dressing like the Predator's doomed prey?